We are now officially in the month of May, which means we are only just about a month away until the Nintendo Switch 2 launches and Mario Kart World, which is super exciting. But after Mario Kart World launches, we have to talk about what's next for Nintendo, because yes, Mario Kart is going to be a huge selling point for Switch 2 and is going to go on to probably sell tons of units very similar to how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did. But with that said, what comes next, and what does the holiday look like for Nintendo this year with their brand new console? We have a lot of games slated still for the rest of this year, but is there any room for another huge holiday title coming later this year? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today and kind of line up the rest of Nintendo's 2025. But first, I want to thank today's sponsor, Encore. Encore is like the eBay for video games, where anyone can sell their games and gain consoles. Now, what makes Encore so interesting is that people can actually post videos of their products that they're selling, kind of informing the buyer of what it is, showing footage of maybe even the game that they're selling as well, so that way you know what you're buying. All you have to do is go to the app and search what you're looking for. Like, for instance, I'm searching Nintendo Switch and getting tons of Nintendo Switch games and Nintendo items as well. Like right here, someone's selling Luigi's Mansion 2 for just $45. You can even search in the auctions category to make a live bid for something and get an even better deal, like these Luigi socks. So this gives you multiple ways to get the best deal possible. It's totally up to you if you want an item that has a fixed price or going up in auction. Did I also mention that the app has giveaways that are completely free to enter? You don't even have to pay for shipping. Encore covers all of that. Right now, you can enter for a chance to win a free copy of Smash Ultimate. If that was enough to get you interested, all you have to do is click on my link down in the description and download the app on either your iOS or Android device. You can even find me by searching the name Nin10doland. Use the link down below to download Encore today and start winning deals on video games and consoles of your choice. And huge thanks to Encore for sponsoring today's video. First, let's start off with what we know. We know there's 2 games on the horizon already, which is super exciting to know that these games are literally just months apart, with Mario Kart World coming as a launch title on June 5th, and Donkey Kong Bonanza coming a month later on July 17th. Pretty much clearing up the whole summer, with June and July completely covered with 2 banger games, which is super exciting for us. But what else is beyond that? That's the question here. I don't want to forget about the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which also launches day 1 on the Switch 2 that you have to pay $10 for, which is strange, but yeah, that's definitely their day 1 as well. But there's some other games that we know this year, and we know that they're coming this year, but we don't necessarily know the release dates. For instance, we know Dragon Drive is just slated for the summer, so I think that could end up being a late July or maybe early August game. My bet is for August, even though it's a game I'm not super excited for and I don't feel like should take up a whole month in and of itself. But you know what? I think August would be a decent time frame to drop that game. Hopefully with another game though. Metroid Prime 4 I feel like has a good chance also maybe being in the month of August, or being scooted up 1 month later in the month of September, and maybe even being the big holiday game. I know for a lot of people maybe Metroid's not that title that you would think of as a big holiday title, but maybe Metroid Prime 4 is going to be way bigger than we think and they really want to hype this thing up. So I think seeing Prime 4 around September would make a lot of sense. Kirby Air Riders is a game that I don't know where to place, because at first I thought August would be a good time frame, but looking at how close it is to Mario Kart World's release date, I'm afraid that it might conflict with each other. And since they're both racing games, I know Kirby Air Ride is completely different than Mario Kart, but still, a lot of people are going to see them as both just racing games, and they're going to have to pick one, they're going to pick Mario Kart. So they're going to probably want to space these games out far enough so that way they don't conflict with each other. So I was always thinking between August and October, but October is normally, you know, pushing that holiday season with September and October. So I don't know. August still just sounds really good to me. You have that and Dragon Drive in the same month, and I think a lot of people could be content with at least having Kirby as a good game. I'm sorry, I'm hating on Dragon Drive. It could be fun. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going for August for Kirby Air Riders. For these last 2 games, it was pretty easy for me to place. I really feel like Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is easily going to slip into that November time frame. Age of Calamity also appeared within that time frame as well in that November month, so I think it just makes a lot of sense. Right after the big holiday game and to close out the year, you get you a brand new Warriors game. I feel like that's perfect. And then alongside that, you also have a brand new Pokemon game with Pokemon Legends ZA. This is also a game that normally comes out around November. Pokemon games normally release very end of the year, right after that big Nintendo holiday game. Plus, Hyrule Warriors is developed by Koei Tecmo, so it's kind of in that like second party, third party range. So I'd actually be kind of shocked if both of these games didn't release in the month of November. Another thing I want to point out before we move on to to new stuff, is I do think we'll have some more Nintendo Directs this year. There's no way Nintendo's just not going to have anything else to show off. I do think we'll for sure have one in the fall, like that September Nintendo Direct, and I even think there's a good chance we'll have one in June for the summer to showcase a lot of the games that they've already talked about, and also showcase 1 or 2 brand new titles for the rest of this year. Since we just got a Mario Kart World Direct, which was pretty much nothing, could have been a tweet, we might get a Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct as well, either this month or next month. I feel like this month makes the most sense if there is going to be a June Direct planned, like there sometimes is. And really, with nothing else happening this month, I feel like it'd be a really good idea to also advertise Donkey Kong a little bit more right before you release your big console, to let people know how big and how exciting this game is. So I'd be kind of shocked if there wasn't any sort of Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct this month. Now, as you can see, it seems like every month this year is slated with some type of release, which is pretty exciting, but there's still one month that we really haven't gotten into. We've speculated a couple games could float into that month, but still nothing really concrete, and that's the month of October. What is October going to bring? And to me, I would still be willing to bet that there's at least one more big holiday game on the table that Nintendo hasn't shown us for this year yet. So I made a poll on the community here on this channel to ask you guys about what the holiday game could be this year, if there even was one, and this is my options I pretty much gave. Metroid Prime 4 as the holiday game, 3D Mario is the holiday game, or there is another surprise holiday game. Of course, it was a resounding 3D Mario holiday game with 57%, and I'm here to shut this down. You guys know, and I know you guys know, that I'm probably one of the biggest shouters in the world right now for 3D Mario. Like, I want nothing else but to see this next 3D Mario, because I just feel like it is going to be the most ambitious, most exciting 3D Mario game ever, and it's going to be glorious. But with what Nintendo showed off for Switch 2, it feels like it's just not time, and it pains my heart to say this. Yes, Mario Kart has an open world already, and it feels very ambitious, and Donkey Kong Bonanza already looks like it's being made by the Odyssey team, so there's a very good chance that we still have to wait a little while longer for this 3D Mario. Now, are we not seeing it this year at all? I don't think so. I think there's a very good chance we could see it around the fall time. It is Mario's 40th anniversary at the end of this year, and the Mario movie 2 is coming out at the beginning of next year in April, so I'll be very shocked if they don't have a 3D Mario game ready to go alongside this movie as well. So I think there's a good chance that we could very well see the next 3D Mario revealed at the fall Nintendo Direct, or maybe even the summer Nintendo Direct. Who knows at this point? But either way, I think it's just going to be a matter of when we see it, not when it releases this year, because I don't think it's coming out this year. And no, I don't think it's the holiday title. I've also seen a lot of people in the comments say that we're definitely due for Mario Sports game, and maybe that is still a smaller game revealed this year. It's definitely not going to be a holiday game, but I don't know. Like I said before, it seems like Nintendo's got most of this year slated out already, and there may not be room for another smaller game. Maybe there is, who knows, and maybe they double up on some of the months for the rest of this year. But if they were to have a sports game, I would completely expect it to be Mario Baseball or Mario Basketball at this time, or maybe even do something wild like Mario American Football would be crazy. Just don't recycle anything that we've seen so far, like tennis, golf, or even Mario Strikers, because wow, what was this? Something else that I know is completely out of the question is any Zelda related game, because not only are we getting a brand new Hyrule Warriors game, but we're also getting Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in special new editions for Switch 2, which is pretty cool, added with some slight new content, which I completely forgot about the Switch 2 edition games. So let's talk about them real quick. I don't know when these release dates are going to be. They're just probably going to be sprinkled throughout the rest of this year, and I'm not going to sit and try to figure that out. But yes, we do have some new content for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is awesome. To mention, we'll also have a brand new version of Super Mario Party with Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. Goodness gracious. Well, at least we know that's in July as well. So what does that leave for the month of October? Well, it's hard to say, because I could make the argument that Nintendo's not going to reveal anything massive because it's only going to give them a handful of months before it releases. They normally take about a year of hype cycle, but look at what they've been doing with Switch 2 so far. I mean, they literally announced Mario Kart World just like 5 to 6 months in advance, and Donkey Kong Bonanza was just a couple months in advance. So Nintendo's in a new time frame, and it looks like they can announce anything with literally no big gaps in between from reveal to release. So does that mean we could get a brand new Splatoon as the October holiday game? Probably not. I still think it's way too early for this game, and this is something that they're definitely going to save for around year 2 or year 3. I know I'm about to sound crazy with this one, but Star Fox is another one that we haven't seen in a very long time. Literally, it skipped the Switch generation entirely, so we could very well see a new Star Fox game. I think this would be a great way to start off Switch 2 by introducing fans to a series that kind of is forgotten now and it's just been downplayed for so long by Nintendo. Please bring bring Star Fox back, and I think as a big holiday title that's super ambitious with a brand new unique story and gameplay mechanics could be something that flushes out the holiday season perfectly. Animal Crossing could be on the table since it's definitely due. It's been since 2020, so Nintendo could give us a new Animal Crossing game for this holiday. Honestly, it just seems unlikely to me. It just doesn't also seem like the time frame Nintendo would release this and instead want to do something like this at the beginning of a new year. I could be wrong, but I don't know. This year, it just doesn't feel right for me for a new Animal Crossing game. But like I said, I'd be glad to be wrong because I know a lot of people would be super excited about something like this. But what is the last game do I think could be that October title? Well, I think I have a good answer. That's right, Luigi's Mansion 4. It makes a lot of sense, and I still feel like there's another Mario-adjacent game that's going to happen this year. Now, at first I wanted to say it may be a brand new Captain Toad style of game, something a little bit more slow-paced and puzzle-solving, something that we really don't see in Switch 2's first-year lineup so far, so that would make a lot of sense. I've also considered a brand new 2D Yoshi game, but oh my goodness, I cannot stress how I don't want this to happen, because after what they're doing with Donkey Kong finally bringing him into 3D, I really want to see a 3D Yoshi game, maybe even in the Woolly or Crafted World style, but in full 3D, kind of being like a Mario 3D World game, linear 3D levels that you just go from beginning to end and complete and collect some collectibles along your way. Would be so awesome. It just feels like it's time for Luigi's Mansion 4. I don't know, I can't really explain it, it just feels right, because it's been since 2019 when this game released. This October would mark 6 years since Luigi's Mansion 3 released in 2019, also in October of that year, so I feel like it's a really good time frame. It's also that puzzle element to it where you're solving puzzles in each room and learning how to collect new ghosts and getting gadgets and upgrades. I feel like it's a perfect type of game to end the year on as a big holiday title with everything else that's coming out this year as well. It would just make too much sense. If we only get one more new game announced for this year, I really do hope it's something like Luigi's Mansion 4. I mean, when you look at Luigi's Mansion 3 and how many copies it sold, it's one of the best-selling games on Nintendo Switch right now, so I know Nintendo wants to capitalize on that success from 3 and really keep the series moving forward, since it is a completely new series with only 3 games in the franchise so far. And also with it, in my opinion, having some of the best graphics I've ever seen from Nintendo and on Switch at all, I think it's a very good safe bet to say that Luigi's Mansion 4 is probably going to be planned for the first couple of years regardless of Switch 2. Even if it doesn't happen this year, I would expect it relatively soon, like early year 2 or maybe even late year 2 at the latest. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what Nintendo and of course Next Level Games have been cooking up with this Luigi's Mansion 4 title, and I can't wait to see what the graphics are going to look like because they'd already looked insane on Nintendo Switch. So while we could get a couple small little spin-off games like maybe a Mario sports game or something to fill out a couple more months or maybe to double up on a couple of months, I still feel like if we're going to get one more big holiday game for the rest of this year, there's a very good chance we could be seeing Luigi's Mansion 4. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me or if you disagree with me, or if you feel like there's another game that I'm missing on that could be the big holiday game, or do you think that we already know all the games this year and there's going to be nothing else new? Let me know what you think down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.